Shannon and Hannah went on a rant. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. What were we talking? We were talking about so many things.
I was talking about my
She's
parents
talking
being
about her parents.
Yes.
good Catholic
Oh my
people.
god, Yuki, now is not the time to play with a plastic bag.
Yes, it is.
Oh
It's
my
always
God,
the
I
time
got
to play
Peppa
with
the
plastic
best.
bag.
Shelby, go on Amazon and buy the Smarty. It's called Smarty Cat Hot Pursuit. It's like $12. Best investment of my life. Literally. Ooh, sorry, I punched my microphone.
That's okay.
Peppa hasn't bitten me as much recently because she plays with that thing all day and she's not in the Christmas tree. I put my Christmas tree up. Yes, I know it's early. I did it because I was stressed out about the election, okay?
Yeah, I don't care this year. Normally, I'm the kind of person who's like, wait until after Thanksgiving, but this year, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
Right, this
Honestly,
is
it's
not
brought
the
me
year.
so much joy. Just, like, because it gets dark here at, like, 3 o'clock.
Oh my god, I know.
It
Got dark at 5 yesterday. Like, the sun went down at 5.
I'm not even kidding. It gets dark here at 4:30.
Yeah.
When my mom was here, we both fell asleep on the couch at like 5 o'clock because we thought it was midnight. But
That's what happened to me last night. Literally last night, I was like on my computer, you know, and I was like, oh, it might be almost bedtime. And I was like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. It's just fully dark
I got in bed
outside.
last night and I was like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. And then Shannon was like, watch that thing. And then I was like, okay. And
Yeah.
the Joe Biden speech is
Yeah.
what that thing was.
Yeah.
But it did keep me awake for an extra hour. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to talk about election stuff a lot today. Hope that's cool with everybody, because a lot happened yesterday.
My topic has absolutely nothing to do, nothing to do with politics. So
I kind of assumed that. So,
That's really good. People probably are sick of it.
yeah. It's good to have a
I
distraction.
mean, that's fine. Y'all are
Yeah.
welcome to talk about it. I don't care. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm not talking about us. I'm very excited to talk about everything all the time, but
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, I meant mostly listeners, so you're going to have to listen to us talk about this for a little bit.
Wait, didn't you say there was a Russian person who downloaded? Or did I dream that?
No, we did. We have a Russian
Oh my
download.
God!
Yeah.
What's up? Привет, my friend!
Yeah. We were almost kind of right with our election predictions from last time, that it was going to take for fucking ever.
Yes.
Um,
Lin-Manuel Miranda told me on the West Wing reunion to calm down about it, so I've been calm about it.
Yeah,
No, you
I haven't. I was
He
going to
told me
say,
in a
no, you
soothing
haven't.
voice.
Yeah.
Me? Yeah, I know.
No, none of
The
us
throwing
have.
up about it.
Yeah, none of us have. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday Joe Biden was projected to win, which that's not going to change no matter what Trump does. I'm just going to...
Yeah, he has no legal basis for any of
He
his
has
lawsuits.
Literally
so.
none. He has no evidence of anything. It's just that's what he does. He throws lawsuits at stuff and hopes that it goes away, but that's not gonna happen because that's not how laws work. That's not how this works.
Literally, the news hit as I was driving to work because, okay, first of all, you know how I said I was gonna have more free time now? That's
Yeah, I
not
meant
true
to tell you
because
about that. That didn't happen. You
I
have
hit
less now.
overtime at work this week, so.
So we're
you-
recording Sunday morning, so I am actively
Yeah.
being sunburned.
But
You
yeah,
have like
so
days
I-
off now, but you're somehow still working more. Like
I
don't know how that happened.
It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. But yeah, so yesterday I had to go into work like 2 hours early because the two managers who were opening this store forgot their store keys, like in the store the night before. So like I had to go up there to let them in.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the news like dropped as I was driving to work, and I like walked into the mall and saw them, and I was like, hold on, I'm about to cry. There's news. And then we spent like the whole morning like crying while
Yeah.
trying to ring out customers. It was a good time.
I was in my client's house and I was like taking care of her and stuff, and after I made her lunch, I was like, okay, go back to your room. I gotta do stuff. Like, I sent her away. I was like, I cannot interact with you right now because
Right.
I have to watch the news.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't, like,
always...
abandon her. I, like, gave her craft to do and then, like, ran away. I
Yeah.
was like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, I was shockingly doing something on my computer, and Allie texted me that they had called Pennsylvania, and I sent back a gif of SpongeBob doing his eager face from the Band Geeks episode, because it didn't,
Lovable.
like, click in my head, and then she called me, and she was like, we're done, and I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then I checked, and I was like, oh, they called it! Like, it just didn't click in my head that Pennsylvania pushed us over.
Oh my god, Shannon, you're the one who's been like following
I know. Shannon texts us like 14 times. Georgia flip back. Everything. Pennsylvania's doing this.
I know! It just didn't,
And
like,
then you
click
didn't
in my head.
know. I was surprised that you didn't text us immediately.
Right?
I was on the phone with Allie. So, like, I was distracted.
It was one of those things where, like, I heard the news, and then I was like, how did I hear this before Shannon?
I honestly
I don't
was
know
in
if
shock.
you did. I just didn't say anything because I was on the phone with Allie.
Yeah.
I was kind of in a state of disbelief until they gave their, not acceptance speech, but, like, the We Won speech.
Yeah.
And then I started crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's over!"
I know.
Even if you don't like, I don't agree with Joe Biden's politics kind of
No.
at all. But honestly, I think that we need this recovery phase for our country, just
Exactly.
because even the stuff he said last night about no more blue state, red state, just
I
American.
know.
That like made my heart so happy because we've kind of been digging ourselves into a civil war hole,
Yeah.
and I would like to not be in that anymore.
Right.
That's okay with everyone
Yeah.
else.
And I feel like we need to make that distinction. I need to anyway. I'm not celebrating that Biden won. I am celebrating that Trump lost. Like,
Yes.
there's a very
Yes.
clear
Very
line
much
there.
so. That is
Yes.
that is the energy here.
Yeah, that's the energy here. Because, like, you know, Biden's got his baggage, too, in various ways. And, you know, he's worked
But
to
hopefully he
rectify
can,
a lot of it.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And
like you
hopefully he can
said, we
continue
need
doing
that. Yeah, we need that recovery phase, I think. Yeah, and, you know, Kamala Harris also, again, she also has her baggage, but I also do think she's working to rectify it.
Yeah.
And just the fact that our first female vice president is also a biracial Black and Southeast Asian woman is just insane to me. Like, that is amazing. She's also the first historically Black college or university graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's just
So
that's
holla.
awesome. Yeah, like, that's just
Yeah,
amazing.
apparently her sorority came out and, like, killed it with the voter registration and stuff.
Yeah.
That's so
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, and did you see the mayor from Atlanta? Or was it governor? No, I think it was the mayor from Atlanta.
Keisha Bottoms is the mayor.
Nope.
It wasn't her?
The-
Okay.
No, it was
Are you talking about Stacey Abrams? Because she
Yes.
Okay, she lost her governor race because the guy who is now governor was Secretary of State and he was overseeing his own election and didn't recuse himself, so he cheated. Just throwing that out there now.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Because
Stacey
I know
Abrams
that, like,
saved.
I
she
knew
and a-
there was something about Stacey Abrams, and, like,
Yeah.
she, like, either won or lost, and it was, like, a big to-do. I don't live
Yeah.
in Georgia anymore. I don't follow it, but
Yeah. She
Yeah.
organized her ass off. She and a few other people. Unfortunately, their names are not coming to me at the moment, but she was like I don't want to say ringleader because that is a weird connotation to it.
yeah.
She was the leader of that little...
That's when you're doing questionable things.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I kind of knew Kamala Harris was going to do this, and I'm really glad that Biden did as well. They specifically thanked Black women because they're the ones who
Yes.
saved our asses.
You
Yeah.
really did.
Oh,
Because-
Black women.
100%.
Yes.
You are
because
so amazing, and thank you for
Seriously.
saving our country. You
Seriously.
single-handedly saved our country.
seriously,
Thank God.
yeah.
I have
because,
chills thinking about
you know
how
what-
much of heroes you are.
You know what white women did? Voted for Trump in a higher percentage than last time.
Yes,
yeah,
we
let's
did.
not talk about that because
Like,
that's so embarrassing.
it's so
It
fucking
is.
embarrassing. And that's the thing, like, even with Biden being in and we're in this recovery period, there's still so much work we need to do on an interpersonal level because there is no reason why that many white people should have voted for Trump. There just isn't.
No.
I know.
So, yeah, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. But we're in a position where we can actually do it, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
Also, can I please talk about the landscaping thing right now? Because
Oh, yes.
funniest fucking
Yes, and then I have to say
cracks
something
me
about the
up.
speech.
About what?
The speech that Biden gave that I
Yes,
screamed about because of
fine.
that one part that he said.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, so
Okay.
no one still knows how or why this happened.
Like, I
I'm
just
sure-
don't understand how, like, no one thought to
Okay,
double
say
check.
what it is first,
Yeah,
because I
let
think
me
that no one
explain it.
knows
I
what you're
am.
talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
if they're on Twitter at all, they know what I'm talking
Right.
about, probably. So yesterday at, like, I even looked up an article this morning just to see if anybody knew what the fuck happened, and nobody knows. So yesterday morning at, like, 10 a.m. or so, Trump tweeted he was going to have a they were going to have a press conference at, like, 11 or 11:30 at the Four Seasons in Philly. And Trump was golfing during this, by the way. He was golfing when he found out he lost, which I just think is perfect.
Huh.
And then a few minutes later, he deleted that and then tweeted something that said, press conference at the Four Seasons Total Landscaping in Philly at 11:30. And we were all just kind of like, wait, what? I didn't see the first one. And then at the second one, I kind of stopped reading after Four Seasons, so I didn't even notice that it was weird because I don't read all of his tweets because they're usually nonsense. And then a little bit later, like a couple minutes later, the Four Seasons in Philly sent out a tweet being like, the press conference is not at our hotel. We are not affiliated with this in any way. It's at the Four Seasons Total Landscaping. And so I was like, what the fuck is happening? So somebody...
Idiot staffer typed in
Literally, some
Four
idiot
Seasons
staffer, yes.
or just Four Seasons.
Yeah, somehow this tiny landscaping company with like 30 Yelp reviews that is sandwiched between a sex shop and a crematorium. Somebody...
Oh my god, I did not know that part.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody on Trump's team booked a press conference at this. I mean, it looks like they're standing. It is a Parks and Rec thing. It looks like they're in a warehouse.
It looks like they're in an abandoned, like, tiny little warehouse thing.
Yes, it does. It's so
Like, the building is
Get
so
all the
run
lawnmowers
down.
out of here, the president's coming.
See, the thing is, nobody knows how on Trump's side how that happened, because I feel like it would be pretty obvious that you are booking with a landscaping company and not a 4-star hotel or 5-star, whatever the hell it is. And two, who at the landscaping company didn't tell them we are not the Four Seasons Hotel? Like, I don't understand. I just
Okay,
don't understand.
here's my
how
theory.
The
this happened.
entire, like, process of that. I'm just like, what?
I bet that Jared Kushner was the one who's like in his
Probably.
phone.
He's that
type,
fucking
type,
stupid.
Four Seasons. Click. Okay, I got it, Dad. And then called them. It was like, the president's coming, and they were like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, why?
Yeah, I just... and then...
Because if you watch Totally Under Control, the way that Jared Kushner handles leading things in this country is just about that level.
Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong. Yeah, so then they had the press conference. It's literally a cement wall with these, like, Trump, like, sticker poster
Flyers.
things. Yeah, flyers, like, pasted to the wall. And so, like, as I said, Trump was golfing. He wasn't even at this press conference. Rudy Giuliani was leading the press conference. They told him that Biden was projected to win during this press conference, and he lost his fucking mind. It was hysterical. He was like, well, the media doesn't call the election. The courts call the election. And we're like, no, they don't.
No, actually they don't.
That's not how it
You
works.
are completely
like-
incorrect.
And I mean, like, yes, you're right, they don't call it, but they're the ones who are in the best position to say. And, like, that's the thing.
AP is who you should look for when you are deciding, because they
Exactly.
they're unbiased and they just take
Exactly.
pure
Well,
numbers.
and, like, they don't call it until there is no way for the other opponent to win.
Till it is mathematically impossible.
Yes. So, like, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
I saw this tweet that said, I want an 11-part Ken Burns documentary on the Four Seasons Total Landscaping Affair, and I fully agree with that, because no one understands what happened. Nobody will
how?
say on either side what happened. Nobody is talking, and it is just the funniest.
I wonder if
spent
they called
hours
the
yesterday.
actual hotel, and the hotel was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. And they were like, well, and just panicked, and were like,
I don't
okay,
know.
the other Four
No.
Seasons in
Just
town.
find another hotel. You're in Philly.
I wonder if they called the Four Seasons and then the person at the hotel was like, okay, hold on, I have a great idea. And he's like, let me think of
I
a
like
booking.
that.
And then just forwarded the call to the landscaping place.
They
I
like
like
got the
that.
concierge, and the concierge was like, all right,
you
here's
guys.
how we're gonna
This
do
episode
this.
is just conspiracy theories about landscaping.
it is my favorite thing that has happened ever, and I don't understand.
It's just so funny. Like, how did that
It's
happen?
the funniest fucking thing. And it is just the cherry on top of this, like, giant shit pile of incompetence. Like,
Seriously.
how fucking stupid do you have to be to do this? Like, I don't understand.
And, like, no one thought to double check that.
Exactly. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then
it is
the thing that I loved the
Yes.
most. Okay, there were two things I really loved about that speech by Joe Biden. Because again,
Hang on, Hannah. Wait.
You,
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you start over, please? And she's gone. Cool.
Oh,
All right.
no, Hannah, come back. I miss you. Yuki, I am not letting you back in my room. We are not playing this game. Oh, my goodness. Well, while we wait on Hannah, do you want to hear
Yeah.
about this week's weird medical thing?
Yeah.
So, I was sitting at the kiosk at work last night, and I don't know, I like broke out in this weird rash all over my hand, and it was like on my wrist, and then it was like on my ankle. And when I scratched at it, like the whole top layer of skin came off.
Jesus Christ.
Like on all those spots, and so now I've got like all these sores, and I like came home and like took a shower with like the shampoo or the like body wash that they gave my mom before surgery, so it like has no dyes. It's literally supposed to get like absolutely everything off. I did that, took a bunch of Benadryl, like all the things, because I was like, I don't know what's going on, but my skin's falling off. And so like now I've got
do
like
you have
Yay,
necrotizing
Hannah.
fasciitis?
no, it's like I have contact dermatitis, so like literally anything. I'm allergic to absolutely everything.
I'm allergic to my own hands. Did you know that?
Basically.
No, I'm not even kidding. That wasn't
Yeah, I
a joke
know.
about you. That was a
I
joke about
know.
me.
There's
Break out into
a
blisters.
there's a lady that I work with, and she's always like, I'm allergic to myself. It's fine.
It's because I'm sweaty.
Yeah, but yeah, so I broke out in this weird like contact dermatitis rash. It was like where my watch hits, and then I don't know, there was I guess something on my hand, and then like I'm allergic to the elastic in socks. So like dumb stuff, but yeah, my skin started like sloughing off.
Where did we leave off? Can I tell my Joe Biden story?
Yes, you can tell your Joe
Because
Biden
I
story.
feel like I cut off.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were two things I really loved about that speech. One, at the end, he literally started singing On Eagle's Wings, which is such a banger.
Yes.
Love that song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fun fact for you two, there's a park bench in Waterloo that has that written on it. It's pretty dope. It's like it's like a mosaic of like water, and it's really pretty. Anyway, number two, he said we need to stop. He said we need to stop all of this horse rhetoric. What I know he meant horse like a sore throat,
Yeah.
but he said horse
There's a
rhetoric.
horse in the hospital.
He
The horse
said
is no longer in the
horse
hospital.
rhetoric.
I know.
Did you see? I think Shannon sent it, or maybe it was you, Hannah. What John Mulaney posted.
That was
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to use social media, therefore I don't send you things on social media, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
That is
Send you a
fair.
news
Yeah,
article because I'm a grandma.
I feel that.
I'll send you a cutout of an article I read.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to think what else. There was just so much that happened yesterday.
Oh, also just a PSA to all politicians everywhere, no matter what
Oh,
side
yeah,
you're on.
that was my
Please
other
stop
point.
using "Born in the USA."
Joe Biden, I cannot believe you're so stupid as to use that. That is not what that song is about.
Everybody knows that's not what that song is about anymore. So like, stop doing it.
Seriously. And if
Anyway.
you don't know, look up the lyrics. It's not what that song is about. It's about... Isn't it about dying in Vietnam?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's literally
So,
about-
Stop playing it!
how. Yeah, it's a song about how the Vietnam War was bad.
It's very bad.
I'm sorry, the Vietnam conflict. It wasn't a war.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
It was a war.
Oh, the reason my Wi-Fi went out was because I Because of certain circumstances in my life, I had to buy a security camera. I actually have 2 security cameras, and they run through my Wi-Fi. So I'm now using my phone as a hotspot.
You
I'll
should get a Wi-Fi extender.
I was just about to say that. Will you send me
a
link to one?
Yeah, I'll send you a link to the one that I have.
Okay.
I'll do it right now, otherwise I'm going to forget.
But yeah, I had to get a security camera. But it's really cool because it can like turn it around, and I can like, it has like a 2-way speaker, so I can like yell at people in my living room now.
I love that.
Oh.
Turn that shit down. Mostly it's me yelling at Peppa to get out of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little bad cat here. She might come visit.
Was there anything else election-wise we wanted to bring up?
Oh my gosh, we should have done our intro before we started talking.
We really should have, but we didn't,
Oh,
so...
shit.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh, God.
Yep, I feel that.
This is unrelated, but I sent one of my favorite email subject lines yesterday, which was stupid Gentile questions to my Jewish friend.
Oh, man.
I just needed to know stuff. Alright, do we have a...
Do we want to do the intro? I have an announcement. We don't have to do the intro because we're already this far to do it, if we don't want to.
Just, hi, welcome. You're listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive. I'm Shelby.
I'm Hannah.
I'm Shannon. Yay!
Okay.
Woo!
Good.
Okay,
I like how that's the time we managed to do it in the right order.
Like, that's okay.
I had to open up the document, I'm not gonna lie.
I love it.
That's okay.
I love it.
Our announcement is we got our first Patreon supporter.
Woo!
Did we?
And it's someone you know
I told
and
you
love.
that. It was Alexis.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she's donating.
I literally called my mom. It was like, you're never gonna believe it.
And she's
Honestly,
donating...
it was probably something you sent out while I was at work, and it's like lost in y'all two talking, and I didn't feel
Oh yeah,
like
because
scrolling
sometimes
up,
Shelby will
honestly.
open her thing and there'll be 48 messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally every time I open my phone, I'm like, gah. Okay. Shannon and Hannah went on a rant. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, she is donating on our $9 a month level, which gets her a shout out on our episode, which is what this is. Also gets her access to our book club, so I guess that means we need to do that now.
All
damn
right.
Okay, are we gonna read like real books or?
We don't need to worry about this now.
Okay.
We'll figure it out later.
You're right.
We'll figure that out later, but thanks, Alexis. We love you.
Yeah, thank you, Alexis.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I actually mean that seriously. We love you. You're great.
Yeah, we do. We love you so much.
Like,
Okay, that was all. Oh, for my weird medical thing, I went and got my eyes looked at for my random blind spots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said it's optical migraines, but like,
Cool.
if it is, it's a weird kind of optical migraine. So
the kind where there's a
Where there's no
cancerous growth
pain?
in your brain.
well, yeah, I don't have any pain, and optical migraines, according, I mean, this is just like what the internet is telling me, but it's from several different sources. It's supposed to be in only one eye, and mine's in both. So like, I don't know.
So chances are it's not
There's this
ocular
other
migraines.
thing.
I don't know.
Not that I can diagnose you. Hold on, I have to look up what it's called.
But I had already made a neurology appointment as a backup in case they didn't find anything at the ophthalmologist. So I'm just going to keep that appointment and go to that in January. So we'll see.
Might
But,
as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd rather get it checked by a different kind of doctor too, just because it is really weird.
It's
And
weird,
it's like
and
my brain. So
they
like,
were also like not super 100% like it's an ocular migraine. They were like, it might be.
no, he said it's an ocular migraine. Just
Yeah.
to me, that doesn't
like
seem.
that.
Yeah, to me, that just doesn't quite.
Because I've had doctors tell me
So-
I have things and they're real confident about it, and then I go see someone else and they're like, yeah, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
My favorite was the doctor who's like, there's no way you have pneumonia, and then took a chest x-ray and he was like, so you have pneumonia?
I had an ER doctor interrogate me and be like, "Who told you you have asthma?" And I was like, "My fucking allergist. Give me an asthma treatment. I'm in the emergency room." Like,
I can't breathe.
yeah, God, that woman was ridiculous. Who told you you have asthma? My fucking allergist.
I mean, I had
Well,
a
no,
doctor.
I did a breathing test.
I had a doctor tell me
you
that
know?
my pain is all in my head and I was making it up for attention. And I was like, no, it's been
Yeah.
6 years. I
Yeah.
have fibromyalgia, which, yes, is all in my brain, but also it hurts.
Something
same
can be
doctor,
all in
like-
your head and not be made up. my depression's all in my head. I didn't make it up.
Right?
You know? Like
No, my
those two
head
things
just
are
has a
mutually
chemical
exclusive.
imbalance and makes me sad all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Right? Like my fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
like, yes, a lot of it is psychosomatic, but I also have weird nerve things.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I messaged you guys the other day and I was like, do you ever have like this weird stabbing
Yeah.
pain that's in your finger and in your heart at the same time?
I do think I've had that before, but I couldn't remember if that was a heart attack
Yeah,
or
it's
not.
like
But
not
not that I've had a
super
heart attack.
often. So yeah, and I
man.
was like sitting still, so I was like, I don't know what's going on, but it was this weird stabbing pain. Whatever.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any?
Oh,
other
and also I
announcements?
have to go to the doctor because my toe is numb.
Great.
Gosh.
The big toe on my right foot has been like steadily getting more and more numb over the last month, and like now it's the kind that kind of like aches a little
Yeah.
bit while it's numb, and it's like making walking feel really weird. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, I gotta go to the doctor and be like, so my big toe is numb.
That's my toe that
What's-
doesn't have a toenail on it.
What's that about?
Yeah.
All the dumb things that are wrong with me.
Okay. Were
It's
there any
fine.
more announcements or anything else we wanted to say about the election or anything?
No.
No.
Okay. There was one more thing with the election I want to talk about. Don't let Trump supporters lie to you and tell you that what they did was not that bad. Don't fucking do it. They supported a racist, homophobic, xenophobic, and all the other phobic assholes for 4 or 5 years. Do not let them try to tell you that what they did was not that bad. I just wanted to say that. So, yeah. Do we have notes or anything, Shelby? Or no?
Please, I started this morning. Okay. So what we are going to be talking about today is the 1904 Summer Olympics.
Ooh, okay.
1904?
Also, I 100% came across this topic on Tumblr, so like here we go. So random little overview of that. They were held in St. Louis, so
Woo!
holla at St. Louis, but also not, because it was supposed to be held in Chicago. Chicago won the bid for them that year. But St. Louis was doing the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, which was like the centennial celebration of the Louisiana Purchase.
And it was a World's Fair.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
were combining that with the World's Fair in St. Louis, and they didn't want anything to compete with that because it was going to be held over the summer, and they didn't want something in Chicago to be competing with that. So they were planning their own sports festival to kind of like overshadow the Olympics. And the guy who was in charge of what is now called the Olympic Committee was like, fine, you're being annoying, I guess. And so he just gave it to St. Louis.
So, God, St. Louis and Chicago
which is a
have
very
always
St. Louis
just-
thing to do.
It's such a St. Louis thing to do. Good God. Like,
They're just like, oh, you want to have a celebration? Sorry about that. We're just going to take it from you.
like, good God. Like, St. Louis and Chicago have always hated each other, haven't they?
Right. Like
damn.
1904.
But like at the same time, St. Louis really has nothing on Chicago. They're just feistier.
No, I know.
Right, like that's the thing, is like St.
Like-
Louis is not even a cool town. Like it's
It's not.
the dumbest
it's like
city.
barely
Like, you
a
can
city.
get across the entire city in 30 minutes. Like
Like, we have a better baseball team.
Now we have the stand span, so like 0 minutes.
yeah, we have
we
a better
have-
baseball team, but that's about it.
Yeah. Like, that's
And not
it.
this year.
Well, this year they
But
both
no one has a good
sucked
one this
ass,
one year, so
yeah,
it's fine.
it's
We're
fine.
not allowed to have.
Statistically, ours is St. Louis's is better.
Yeah, and like last year we had a good hockey team, but this year again,
Oh,
not so
That's
much.
The
never
other
happened
day-
before, so.
the other day when my internet cut out and you guys were talking about baseball, that actually was a topic that I was interested in, only
Oh.
because the Tampa Bay Rays were the first ever baseball game I'd ever been to as a
Oh.
child. And
Well,
it was
there
the
you
first
go.
time I ever heard the
Whoa.
F word as. Because the people
Look,
behind us were like
my-
such assholes.
My first baseball game was in Philadelphia. So
That's
like,
a great place to have a first baseball game.
There you go.
yeah. So that should tell you something.
Have you
My
guys
dad
seen...
took
About my baseball experience at 4 years old.
Mine was a Cardinals game. This should come as no surprise. Like,
Wow, really? Wow. Yeah, mine was a Rays game, and my first hockey game was a Blues game.
Yeah, mine too.
And
Again,
no,
what
it
a
wasn't.
shock.
It was the yes, it was. It was the Blues game, and some guy took another guy's grabbed another guy's face by the helmet, like the front part of the helmet, and smashed it through one of the plate glass windows. And I was like, I love hockey. This is the best sport they've ever invented.
Dude, I like
And
hockey.
the Zamboni driver
great.
gave me the game puck, which I still have, and
There
it was
you
like
go.
best day of my life.
Okay, but Zamboni is the best. It's like my favorite part of everything. That was my favorite part of taking ice skating lessons when we lived in Canada, was when we all had to get off the ice for the Zamboni driver. It's so satisfying to watch it be all nice and smooth.
Peppa's screaming.
Can I go back? Oh, hi, Peppa. Can I go back
What?
to the Philly
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah,
I know you guys aren't on
He's just gonna
TikTok
keep screaming.
or like on social media or on the internet as much as I am, because I have ample amounts of free time. Like, there were all, and this is kind of going back with the election, there were so many like Republicans and Trump supporters like threatening to like go to Philly to like stir shit up, and everybody from Philly was like,
That's the
"Do you want to
wrong town
die?"
to do that in.
And they were just like listing things that Philadelphia residents have done, and I was just like, I want to go to Philly. This place seems like an interesting, very fun place to be. Their unofficial slogan is "fuck around and find out." Like, I want to
Right,
go there
yeah.
so bad.
That's my life motto. How have I never gone there? Oh my
Philly's
God.
great,
Okay,
honestly.
Peppa, stop screaming because I
They-
put her bed. I'll show you.
They almost burned down the city over a game that they won. Like, come on,
Right?
guys. You're not
Like,
going to do well.
Philadelphia is not the city you want to
Like,
stir things
I
up in.
love that your first ever baseball game was in Philly.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I think we still have a pillowcase with their mascot on it.
Yeah, mine was at a Cardinal game. Again, what a shock. Oh, hi, Peppa. At the old Busch Stadium, which was the second Busch Stadium. We're on Busch Stadium 3 now.
That's how you know like what generation you are.
Yeah.
What stadium was it?
Yeah. Which Busch did you go to? Which one? Because there have been 3. Ugh.
Also, like, the name of every stadium / like sports arena in the city, what you call it is how you know
Yeah.
how old you are.
Okay, we're so off track. I don't even fucking care. Okay, so you know where the Blues play? It's now the Enterprise Center. And it was the
Yeah.
Scott
No,
Trade
it's the
Center.
Scott Trade Center.
I
Okay.
call it the Scott Trade Center.
I've been calling it the Savis Center forever. I don't know
Oh my
why.
god, they changed that in like 3rd grade.
I
Shannon.
know! I don't know why I can't, like, get past the Savis Center.
I went to a concert there, like, I don't know, pre-COVID, so last year sometime, and it like showed up on my Ticketmaster as the Enterprise Center, and I was like, where is that? And I was like, we don't have an Enterprise Center. I like
the Starship Enterprise lands?
I like had to Google it, and I was like, oh, they mean the Scott Trade
yeah.
Center.
Yeah. It's like the Amphitheater. Is it the Hollywood Casino still, or is it something else? I just call it the Amphitheater. It got renamed,
I don't
right?
know.
I think it's a new name, but I call it the Hollywood Casino.
Is that the one that's outside?
Yeah. Yeah. I just call it the Amphitheater because I can never remember what it is.
I don't know. I saw.
I think
did I
I think
see
what it
there?
was is they like tried changing the name like last year, and then no
Yeah.
one accepted
You
it.
know who I saw there in concert?
Who did you see there in concert?
I saw Papa Roach.
We saw Papa Roach. Shelby and I did.
Were we at the same concert?
No,
No,
they
saw
were
Papa Roach
opening. for-
Enterprise.
They were for
They
Shinedown.
opened for when
A
we
Day to
saw them. They
Remember.
opened for A Day to Remember.
And that was at the Shea Fizz, wasn't it? It wasn't
Oh
at
yeah,
the,
yeah, it was
SLU?
at the Shea
Yeah.
Fizz.
I lied to my parents and said that I was not coming home that weekend, and then went to that concert and then hated it so much, and then called my mom and said I lied to you and come pick me up.
Okay.
See, when we went and saw them, that was the concert where the guy literally threw up on the back of my chair, and it was like
Yeah.
2 inches from touching
It was
me.
real close.
cool.
And we were
Okay.
friends with like the 40-year-olds next to us who were like obsessed with Papa Roach, and once
It
they
was
were
great.
done, they
They
left
left.
because they didn't care about A Day to Remember.
It was great. That concert was great. Other than who was the first people? They sucked. Who was it?
Oh, it was
Crap. Shit, who was it? Damn it!
Blackville Brides? No.
No. It was, hang on. I'm Googling it because this is going to bug me. I've Googled this
I
before.
don't remember.
I've Googled this
They were
before.
one of those-
It was The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I knew it was like 3 names, but
Yeah, it was The Devil Wears Prada. They played for, 20, 30 minutes? It sounded like one long song.
yeah,
They
they
didn't
like
say
never
what
took
the
a
song
break
was. They didn't
between
talk.
songs. They didn't say
Yeah.
anything until the very end. They were like, "We're the Devil Wears Prada, thanks, bye."
And then they just left.
I'm going to say something very controversial. I felt, because I saw Tom Petty right before he died, and I felt like that was the same thing. It was just one really long song that I hated.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
don't like Tom Petty.
That's fine.
But my
You
dad,
don't
I
have
went with
to.
my dad and
I mean,
uncle
you're not
because they
gonna
are
get anything
obsessed.
from me for that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying it because I will be disowned by my father. But whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Listen. Oh,
That
did
concert
I?
was so
I think I
good,
already
though.
told you this, but I introduced my dad to. They're not an Irish band. They're like a sea shanty cover band, I guess. And I felt.
Best.
Oh wait, no! I introduced him to Stan Rogers, who's like a very famous Canadian folk singer, and I was like, "How do you not know who Stan Rogers is?" And anyway, I felt like he raised me right, and now I'm finally returning the favor and sharing with him the best Canadian folk singer there is. Was he's dead.
Oh my gosh.
Because then he texted me, and there's a song about like basically they like the guy like lost his legs in a pirate ship, whatever. And my dad was like, "Can you come pick me up in Halifax? I've lost both my legs. I'm sitting on the pier." It's like, okay.
Oh, man. Anyway, St. Louis is weird.
St. Louis, yeah.
Oh my god, 40 minutes
I know.
Oh, also, I
She
didn't say
said
my
one
sources because I
sentence.
never say my sources, and I'm trash at this. But Wikipedia, 2 different Wikipedia articles, and then the Smithsonian Magazine
Ooh.
website. So
Can I make an observation really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that 1, we haven't recorded in a really long time, so we're very excited to talk to each other.
Yes.
And 2, an immense weight has been lifted off
Yes.
of us, so we're just excited
We're
about
all a
everything.
little,
and
like-
life is new and
Yeah.
beautiful.
Giddy.
It's also like the morning,
Giddy,
and we're
yes.
not exhausted from doing shit all day.
this is true, and none of us
Yes.
have to go
At
to
least
bed
for
in
I
me.
like
will have to go
10
get another
minutes.
cup of coffee at some point.
That's fine.
That's fine. Let's move on to sentence 2.
Right. Anyway, so this is kind of more just a tidbit for you guys because you know St. Louis. The games were held on Francis Field in what is now like WashU's campus.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
WashU kind of looks a little bit like Hogwarts.
It's so
it does.
pretty.
It does.
WashU's campus is
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
My friend goes to WashU.
I applied to go to school there, and I think they laughed at my application.
I didn't even
Whatever.
try.
Well, for grad school.
Yeah, that's what I meant for law school. Didn't even. I got my LSAT back, and I was like, they're going to laugh at me. I'm not even gonna fucking try.
Well, mine was like, I
my
like to
friend
write
is getting her
poetry.
PhD from them, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's cool. You're the successful one here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also the first time that the Olympic Games were held outside of Europe. So,
Suck it, Europe.
ha.
Just
But
kidding,
also they were
love you,
supposed to
and
be
I
in
was-
Chicago, so.
Yeah.
So.
I do.
Thinking about
Real
moving to
quick, I just like we hear all about the 1904 World's Fair, like because that's
Yeah,
like our
we
one like,
never hear about the
international kind of
Olympic
fame.
Games.
I didn't even know we had the Olympics in St. Louis in 1904, or ever.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I
they
didn't
kind of
know
like
that.
combined it into the World's Fair, and then
Yeah.
it was also part of this like Louisiana Purchase thing. So it was just one big
It's
giant
just weird.
festival.
Yeah.
But yeah, they never
I-
talk about it being like the Olympics.
Yeah. It's weird.
Like
I
every
went to
once
a
in a while
World's
you'll
Fair.
be like, "Oh yeah, the Olympics were in St. Louis," but it's never like that was the big thing. It's always the 1904 World's Fair.
Which is weird because nowadays World's Fairs do not overshadow the Olympics.
No,
But no matter
not at
what,
all.
that is not a thing that
So
happens.
yeah,
Yeah.
trying to
but
think of
it's
which one I went
probably
to.
because the Olympics were very. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Hannah, did you say you'd been to a World's Fair?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have been to, where is it? It was in Portugal.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I typed in Portland. That's why I can't find anything.
So two very different places.
I was like, why is it saying 1905? The 1998 World's Fair. Yes,
There you
I went
go.
to
That's
it.
cool.
Cool.
I have a whole photo album full of me and like the mascot for it was like a little. He looked like a raindrop kind of thing.
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah, because it's the oceans, a heritage for the future.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember it except there was a robot that like it was like one of the first. Not one of the first, but like one of those ones that's like Uncanny Valley, like it was a woman's face and like her lips weren't moving with what she was saying, and it was very weird.
Nope, don't
Yeah.
But that's all I remember.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, so it was the first time the games were held outside of Europe, blah, blah, blah. Basically, so because there was issues going on between like Russia and Japan, I believe, at the time.
Sure.
There was some sort of
Russia is always in trouble with someone else.
right.
Yeah.
There was some sort of conflict going on. I don't know, but so partially because of that, and then partially because St. Louis is literally like smack dab in the middle of our country and hard to reach in 1904 because we didn't have airplanes. Basically, there were 651 athletes total, and only 62 of them were from outside of North America.
Interesting.
So, I mean, we had a bunch of athletes from the U.S. and from Canada, but besides that, not a whole lot.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, also, like, keep in mind, it's 1904, so the Olympic Games were not, like, the millions of athletes that they are now, and like all the events and everything. I mean, they were all held on one field essentially.
Yeah.
So it was not the big to do that it is now, but still, that it's interesting that only 62 out of 650 were not from the U.S. or Canada.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was also the first Olympics where the like 3 medal format was introduced. Mm-hmm. So like the gold, silver, bronze and all of that. So that is kind of where that whole medal format first started, was during those Olympics.
Cool.
So basically this like whole Olympics was the first for a lot of things, but then it was a whole shit show. So there you go. First swear in the swear jar for November. But yeah, so boxing, dumbbells, freestyle wrestling, and the decathlon made their debut during these Olympics. So
cool.
Blah, blah, blah. Not really important. Doesn't really matter.
Skip my notes. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. We're still on the overview part of this because what we're getting into just makes me laugh. But anyway, so again, kind of like a first for everything. There was an American gymnast, or actually this isn't first for everything. This is more of just like cool things that might happen. But so there was an American gymnast. His name was George Iser. He won 6 medals, 3 of them being gold, and he did all of that with his left leg was made of wood. So
sick.
Interesting.
So like
should be our next national hero.
right. And then let's see. There was a man named Frank Kugler. Kugler? I don't know how to say that.
Kugler.
Probably Kugler.
Yeah.
And he won medals in wrestling, weightlifting, and tug of war, which makes him...
There's a tug of war in the Olympics.
Yeah. So, but because he won those medals, he is still the only person to win a medal in 3 different sports at the same Olympic Games.
That is amazing. I love that.
Yes. The fact that the tug of war was an Olympic game.
That is just hysterical to me.
Cracks me up. And basically, like, there were a whole bunch of records that were set in all of the running events and things like that, but they've all now been broken because, you know, like, modern athletes.
Because we got faster.
Yes.
Well, some of us got faster, some of us got fatter.
Right. Okay, so because they combined the Olympics with the World's Fair had this thing called Anthropology Days, and it had started with whatever the previous World's Fair had been. I didn't write it down because I didn't care. But anyway, so they had these thing called Anthropology Days where they basically like brought in quote unquote savages.
They did that at the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Bad times.
Yeah.
you know, it's where they brought people from other countries and other like ethnicities and cultures and basically put them on display for white people. It's a whole thing. But what I thought was interesting is, and I'm gonna screw up this guy's name because it's French and I don't speak French, but his name was Pierre de Coubertin. Sure. And he was the guy who was in charge of what is now called the Olympic Committee. And he disapproved of this Anthropology Days.
Good.
And he said, and I just love this quote from him because it cracks me up, but he was like, "As for that outrageous charade, it will of course lose its appeal when black men, red men, and yellow men learn to run, jump, and throw and leave the white men behind them." And I was like, obviously there's a few problematic things in that quote, but
he's not
for
wrong.
1904, and I was like, yeah,
That's very
yeah,
progressive.
they left us behind. They left us in the dust. It's fine.
We are
man.
trash kid people.
Yeah.
Right? I just thought it was so funny that he was like, you're putting these people on display. What happens when they learn to do all the things when they're better than you?
Yeah.
And look what happened. They're better than us.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's better than us.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I'm stretching.
Like, this
Yes.
is kind of related to that. Do you guys remember whenever we were younger and somebody projected that within X amount of years there were going to be more people of Hispanic or Latinx descent than there were going to be white people, and people lost their fucking shit? And even
But they've also been telling us that redheads are gonna die.
well, no, I'm
and
not
that
saying
we're
it's
gonna
a
lose
bad
our
thing.
pinky
I'm
toes.
just saying, even back then, I was like, why the fuck does this matter? And I feel like
Right?
that's the
Like-
kind of energy that this man is also exuding. Like, why are you doing
That's
this to
true.
these people? And, like, we were,
Yeah.
fairly young whenever that... I don't know why that just made me think of that, but even then I was like, why does it matter? Like...
Right? Yeah.
Okay, cool. White people won't be in
Like,
charge
who
anymore.
cares?
Maybe that's a good thing. Like...
Right?
Oh well.
Darn. Well, and like at some point, like there's gonna be so many mixed people
Yeah, exactly.
that it's not even gonna matter anymore.
Yeah.
Listen, race is a construct.
It
Come the fuck down.
literally is.
Just
It
be
really
a
is,
human.
like, what's the
Literally
point?
is. Yeah, it doesn't.
Be a
matter.
human
Literally
being.
just
Thank
based-
you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On what country you were born in, and then which you have zero control over,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
like,
because if I
where
did,
in the
I
world you live
clearly would not be an
determines the color
American.
of your skin.
Yeah. Anyway.
Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
This has been philosophy with these three idiots.
Right? These three idiots who don't know what they're talking about. It's fine.
Yeah.
Never taken a philosophy class.
I have, actually.
I have.
I
and
took it
was
online and
the
I
worst
did
time of my
not.
life. We watched a lot of Monty Python in my philosophy class.
What? I would have taken that class.
It was actually pretty interesting. I had this like little old British professor, and he was so cute.
Love it.
And then I dropped
love
out of
Monty
college.
Python. Everyone should watch Monty Python's Flying Circus. Kind of problematic, but at the same time very progressive. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yes. It's like everything from that time period. You kind of have to take it with a grain of
Yeah.
salt.
They were very progressive for like because like one of their main actors and writers was gay, and they I don't know, they did a lot of stuff that was very empowering, I think, for
Yeah.
him in the 60s, 70s. Anyway, it's really good. Watch it, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's kind of enough on the overview of that. what we are really going to be talking about is the marathon event at the 1904 Olympic Games.
Okay.
So, basically, there were 32 overall athletes in the marathon event. Some of them were accomplished runners who had been in like the Boston Marathon, things like that. Most of them were just amateur runners, though.
Okay.
And
I love back in the day when you could just be like a regular person and you're like, I am going to, like that one British guy who's like, I'm gonna do this ski jump thing. They were like,
yeah,
you're just
like,
some
you
dude.
could just like show
Yeah.
up
I was like,
day
yeah,
of.
whatever.
Okay,
I'm pretty good at swimming. You just show up and swim.
right?
Why?
Okay. So one of the runners, he was an American. His name was Fred Lors. He had a day job as a bricklayer, so he did all of his training at night, and he basically qualified for the event because he took part in some sort of like amateur running thing, and it was like a 5-mile race, and he won that. And so that's how he qualified for the marathon.
He qualified for a marathon by running a 5-mile race.
Yep.
Well, if you can run 5 miles, I bet you can run 26 miles.
Yeah.
I think you can. Right, totally. But yeah, so that was one guy, and then there were 10 Greek runners who had never run a marathon before.
Oh my
And they were
god.
It's literally from your country. How do you what?
Right, yeah. There were 2 men who were from, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, they were from the Tswana tribe in South Africa, and they were there for the South African World's Fair exhibit. And they just kind of like showed up day of. They arrived at the starting line barefoot. They were like,
They were probably like, we can outrun these idiots.
Yeah. They were probably like, I'm bored. I'm going to go run instead of having these white people stare at me all day.
Right? Yeah.
Seriously.
So they just like kind of showed up and they were like, sure, I guess you can run if you want.
Okay.
And then there was,
Sporty.
right. There was this one dude, he was a Cuban national, and in Cuba he was a mailman. His name was Felix Carbajal. Again, probably said that wrong.
Says the linguist.
Right, yeah. Okay, but the languages that
Not
I speak
judging.
are Russian and Japanese, so we're not even gonna get into my Spanish. It's bad. But anyway, so this man from Cuba, he raised money to get to America by running in different events across Cuba and basically like just winning races and stuff, and he won one where he literally just ran across the entire island of Cuba.
Okay. He seems the most qualified so far, I have to say.
Yes. Yeah. But then he got to America, he landed in New Orleans, he lost all of his money in a dice game
Oh my
in New
God.
Orleans.
No!
And then he hitchhiked and walked
Dude.
the rest of the way to St. Louis.
Oh god, that's so far. Like,
Yeah.
That's
From
so
New Orleans
far.
to St. Louis.
Oh my god.
I mean, all you have to do is like follow the river, but still.
yeah, it's not like
it's
hard.
a big river!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navigation wise, it's
and
not difficult.
He
but
basically
like,
made it to St. Louis the day of the race.
oh my
he showed
god, he was
up
probably
at the race
exhausted.
in
And then
street
died?
clothes. So he was in like
Jeez.
slacks and street shoes, like walking shoes, and he had on like a long sleeve, like white button up shirt. And one of the other runners like kind of took pity on him and like cut his pants off at the knee so they looked like shorts, but he was still in his street shoes. It was a whole thing. But yeah,
Retract
Oh
my
my
previous statement of him being the most qualified.
like running wise, probably
He's,
the most qualified, but
He's dropped down on the list
Yeah.
a few notches.
but yeah, so again, 32 overall athletes in this race.
All of them a
Only
hot mess.
14 of them finished.
Oh my god.
So literally less than half of them finished this race. Okay.
Tell me you pick like the most random yet hysterical topics. I love it so much.
You're welcome. Nothing I do is serious.
Please Please tell me that Cuban finish. I just want him to
I know. I want him
go
to do
home
well.
with something.
Yes, he finished, but he did not place.
That's fine. He's
Okay,
still
that's
finished.
fine. I just wanted him to
He
finish.
did better than 20 other people.
Okay, and so that is where my, like, official notes end. So the rest of this I am going to be taking from, like, the Smithsonian Magazine and the Wikipedia article because I
Okay.
didn't write it out.
Yeah.
Because they worded it so much better than I ever could, and also I ran out of time.
Yeah.
Basically, this race took place on August 30th. So you guys are from here. You know what the weather on
It was
August
hot
30th
as
is
fuck.
generally like. It was 90 degrees with like 100% humidity.
Yeah, that's about right.
And
Okay,
they
can I say
started
something
the
really
race.
quick?
yes, Hannah.
Yes.
For people who do not live in, like, the St. Louis area, the South is hot, for sure, but it has... I've lived in Florida. The humidity,
It's the humidity.
in Illinois and
It's
Missouri,
horrible.
it's so
It's
much worse than
awful,
the
and,
South, like the
It's
whole
because
South.
we have like the Mississippi River, and so we get the
It's
humidity
a
from
floodplain that just bakes in the summer, and,
Yeah, and it's,
all
like,
the liquid
clay
comes
that
out of the
holds
ground.
all the moisture in the world.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's
And
horrible.
then- Yeah, basically, like, my
God.
friends from Georgia came to visit in July.
And
this
died?
past summer. And they were like, well, it's probably not as bad as, like, Georgia and blah, blah, blah. And I was
No.
like, no.
You're right, it's
you-
worse.
You don't understand. And they got here and they were like, I thought it wasn't going to be as humid, but it's awful.
It's so
It's
humid.
so bad.
That's, I can do heat, but I can't do that humidity.
yeah,
It's
that's
like,
how I am. I can't.
Yeah, so, like, the summers
I
here,
have gotten
it's always,
pneumonia
like,
in the summer there.
It's always
of
like
how
humid it
98
is.
and higher, and then the humidity is always at 95% or higher, and it is
Yeah.
awful.
It's awful.
You
One year
literally
I got
like, feel like you're
bronchitis
swimming
from-
when you walk
Yeah.
outside because it
Yeah.
is
One year-
so muggy.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I always get lung infections from how fucking hot it is because of all
Yeah.
the liquid that congeals in there. And,
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
it's
So
so
gross.
gross.
Yep. But anyways, so this race took place on August 30th. It was 90 degrees, super humid, and the idiots decided to start the race at 3:03
Oh,
p.m.
God.
Why?
Which
Why?
is the hottest part of the day.
Oh my god. Do they... Okay, that's why no one finished, because they
Yeah,
all
they all had heat
died.
stroke.
Yes,
We've
so
had-
a bunch of
okay,
them
I did
like
cross
passed
country
out
in
from
high school.
heat, but also there was only one water station
Oh my
on
God.
the entire course.
They were asking for
You
these
sweat it
people
all
to
out in the
fall
first
over
5
dead.
yards.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I did cross country in high school, and when we had a run in the summer, Florzik, our coach, would just come pick us up in a van because there would be so many people that
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we would only be
Yeah.
doing a 2-mile run, and he'd have to pick up like 6 kids because they were
I was gonna
like, about
say,
to pass out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Florzik used to always like drive along with all the runners and like pick up anyone who couldn't finish because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Hey, you look like you're about to collapse. Get in.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, but the reason there was only one water station is because the chief organizer of the games, his name was James Sullivan, he wanted to minimize fluid intake in order to test the limits and effects of purposeful dehydration, which was an area of research at the time.
This is not
What?
the time.
Right, this is not your test group. They did not
Like-
sign up for this.
This is before the era of like actually like ethically conducting experiments on humans. But like
Yes.
they probably didn't consent to that. Like
No. Yeah, so there was one water station.
I'm just imagining these poor people who, like, a lot of them don't speak English and no one gave a shit to translate, and they're like, yeah, we're just not going to give you water. Go ahead, run. You have 26
and
miles
they're
left.
in the most humidity they have ever been in, except maybe
I
that guy
know.
from Cuba. Like
Yeah, the Cuban
yeah,
is
yeah.
like, this is okay.
Yeah.
And then everyone else threw
Oh
up
my
before the
God.
race started.
Right. Let's see. Actually, I guess technically there was two places where they could get water. There was like a water tower at the 6-mile mark, and then the roadside well is where the water station was, and that was at the 12-mile mark.
Okay.
So after 12
So
miles, you still have to
half-assed.
run another like 18.
I love that they didn't even have like I don't know what I was picturing. I was in my head. It was like
You were thinking of, like, a modern
Yeah.
one where there's, like, someone
no,
handing
they
you a cup
literally
of
had
water.
to get it out of a well.
right, like out of the water
stick
tower.
your head in the well.
Like
Yeah.
you gotta climb this water tower, get some water.
That was the thing. Like, how are they getting water out of the water tower?
I honestly
There
don't
was
know.
probably some guy down there with
on
a
that one, it
spigot who was
doesn't-
like, hey, I'll shoot this hose in your mouth if you want it.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Oh, God. So they were drinking nasty, disgusting well water that probably tasted like sulfur and rotten eggs. And then they were trying to run.
And here's
and-
some cholera if you were interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now go run 12 more miles.
Yeah. Okay,
Hope
and
the
let's
diarrhea
see.
doesn't
The
kill
course wasn't actually the full, like, 26 miles. It was 24.85 miles.
Okay. That's still way
but
too fucking long.
One of the fair officials called it the most difficult course a human being was ever asked to run over.
Yeah.
So, and basically, there were like 7 hills along the course, varying from like 100 feet high to 300 feet high.
well,
I just want
'cause
everyone to
they're
know
probably
that
running...
St. Louis is
Go ahead, Hannah.
very bluffy. There's a lot of bluffs.
Yeah, well, then,
Yeah,
like,
and
I
there's
was...
like a lot of like mounds from like the Cahokia
Oh.
Indians and stuff
Well, that's
like
in
that.
Illinois.
Yeah,
Native
that's in
Americans,
Illinois.
Native
That wouldn't
Indians.
have been over on the other side.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like, if they're running into like Forest Park, like what is now Forest
Yeah.
Park, that's a giant hill.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, it said
It's
that
literally
some of
called
them had
Art
like really
Hill.
long ascents, and so it's like one of those where like once you reach the top, it's like 300 feet high, but the
going up
the
is
going
so
up is like that
long.
so
Yeah.
like that
Okay,
gradual
think about
incline that is
standing-
awful to run.
Yeah.
Think about standing at the top of Art Hill and how long it is to the bottom where the
God.
water fountains
I
are.
know.
That is
Like,
so
yeah.
long.
No, that would
Oh
be
my
awful.
God. Allie and I go to, like, we go to St. Louis just because there's, like, we complain about St. Louis, but, like, St. Louis actually has, like, shit to do. And our side
Yeah,
of
and
the river does
almost
not.
all of
It
it is
does.
free.
It does. And like
Yeah,
a
which
lot
is
of our
great.
museums and like our zoo, they're free because they're part of like the taxes and everything in the
Yeah,
city.
well, they're part of a there's like a foundation for Forest Park that's mostly run by
Yeah.
donors, but they do also get some
Yeah.
tax money. I would like to say we have a zoo that is free and is consistently ranked the best in the country. The St. Louis Zoo is
It
fucking
It
amazing.
is such a great zoo.
It's
But- I
had a
between St.
spiritual-
Louis Zoo and the San Diego Zoo, and I
Yeah.
understand why theirs is amazing as well. But
Yeah.
like the
Ours is
free
fucking
part
free.
of ours makes ours real great.
Yeah.
I had a spiritual moment in the zoo with a tiger once, so
I am jealous because the tiger is my favorite.
I
literally go to the
looked me
zoo
dead
just
in
to
the
see the
eye.
tiger.
It was sound asleep, and I walked like I wasn't even near it, and I just looked over at it, and it sat up from a dead sleep and looked me dead in the eye, and I was like, "We are one." And then I went to the penguins, which smell bad.
Yeah. But it's so
Okay,
nice
but-
in there
oh, I
in
had
the
it
summer,
best.
though, because, like, it's freezing, so you're not dying of heat stroke anymore.
That's true. Everyone loves the
It like freezes all the
penguins.
sweat off of you.
Yeah.
when it's hot.
It's so hot.
Those poor penguins.
Yeah.
My friend, what's her name? I don't remember. We went to high school with her. She touched a penguin and got dragged out of there.
That's so not helpful. You need to be more
I
specific.
know. She was like some
We went to
blonde
high
girl
school
who was
with her.
like kind of
Okay.
weird, and I think she was.
You mean
I think
Lainey?
she was a senior.
Oh.
No, she was a senior when we were juniors.
There are so many people who fit that description.
I know. I can't remember. We were both in science club.
Can't help
I
you.
don't
I was
Oh.
only in science club so I could go to the zoo.
I don't know.
Because clearly I don't do science.
Yeah.
What I mean, I love science. I appreciate it. I don't know how to do math. I don't know how to do
Yeah, that's how
chemistry.
I am. Yeah, I
know.
don't get it.
It don't make sense.
Nope.
But yeah, Allie and I go to St. Louis a lot, and we usually get up in Forest Park because it's just so nice out. And we usually, well, Allie is just also like, we go to the zoo constantly because it's free and there's animals, and Allie is obsessed with like animals.
I have a zoo story.
Okay, and so real quick. And so usually what we do is we go to the zoo, we go over to the Del Mar Loop and get drinks from somewhere, and then we go back and sit at Art Hill. And like we watch people trying to run up Art Hill, especially at the top where it gets even
It is
steeper.
hilarious.
Because it's like
I know, because the end is like a
there's
vertical
the end.
incline.
It's like a vertical.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, how are these people? And we're usually there in the summer, you know, in the afternoon. And I'm like, how the fuck are these people not
Stupid
dying?
people.
Like, I'm in the shade, sitting
I've
down
seen
with
dogs
a
do
bubble
it
tea, and
where
I
they
want
have
to
to-
die.
Okay, this is a random PSA. If you want to pick up running, do not run in the middle of the day. Run in the morning or run at night.
Yeah.
Okay?
Seriously.
The middle of the day is the hottest part of the day. Basically, from like 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, do not run.
Yeah.
That's when you are most likely to die of heat stroke.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my
Especially
zoo
in St.
story.
Louis.
It's very fast.
That's fine.
So our high school mascot, have we talked about this yet? Can I talk about
Go
it? Is
ahead.
it
I
okay?
feel like we
I
have,
think we
but I
vaguely
don't think
mentioned
we've
it,
gotten
but-
into it specifically.
Okay,
Just
we have a very problematic high school mascot.
Yes.
We are the Freeburg Midgets.
yeah. Last time,
anyway.
what you said was it's problematic, and then we didn't say what it was. So
Okay, but this
now
is
we've
relevant
said
to the
it.
story.
It is relevant.
It's
No, it's
very-
fine. People
it's-
need to know that we're from the worst town in the country.
It's
Like,
you know,
we've tried
we
to get the
don't-
mascot changed. It didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the old people who won't let us change it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so at the zoo one time, it was my dad and Lucy and Emma and Kim, I think.
Okay.
And Emma was wearing a Freeburg Midget shirt.
Uh-huh.
And they were walking around, and there was a little person at the zoo.
Oh,
and
no.
Lucy was in, like, I don't know, 4th grade. And
Uh-huh.
she just goes, "It's a midget!"
Oh, no!
And Emma was so mortified. She was like, she begged my dad. She's like, "You have to buy me a different shirt. I cannot be wearing this here." because our mascot is like incredibly offensive. Like,
yeah.
it's so bad.
It's so bad.
And so my dad was like, "Okay, fine." And so got her, like, so she's the only one in our family who has a St. Louis Zoo shirt, because my parents are like, "We're not buying you that shit."
Wait, I don't have a St. Louis Zoo shirt. Like,
I know. She's the only one who has one because of Lucy screaming at the top of her lungs. And she's loud.
Yeah.
She's very loud.
Yes.
Because she's deaf, so she's like, she can be loud. She doesn't know how loud she is. Screaming that there was a midget, and Emma wearing proudly the "Go Midgets"
Yeah.
shirt.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The Olympics.
Yeah.
Basically,
Peppy
there's
did a
lots
big
of
stretch.
hills in St. Louis that are awful.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yes.
Okay. So, also, they didn't really have, like, a running course. They kind of were just like, this is the path you're gonna take, but we didn't,
Go
like,
that way.
clean the road or anything. Or, like,
Haste.
block off the road or anything. So this is, like, direct quote from the Smithsonian Magazine website. In many places, cracked stone was strewn across the roadway, creating perilous footing, and the men had to constantly dodge cross-town traffic, delivery wagons, railroad trains, trolley cars, and people walking their dogs.
Oh god.
Okay, but still, that sounds exactly like St. Louis today.
I know
It does.
Well, and
A
plus,
crumbling
like,
infrastructure.
that made me remember, like, this would have been when there was cobblestone too. It wasn't paved
Yeah.
cement.
Yeah, think of
Yeah.
like the downtown part that's by
Yeah.
the spaghetti factory.
Yeah, at downtown.
We straight up, okay,
At the
Shelby, you were
landing.
there, but Shannon and I straight up broke a limo once.
Oh yeah, we
because of
did.
that cobblestone.
Oh no, wait, that was junior year. I wasn't there
You were there.
for junior year. Cause
Yeah, weren't
I didn't go to. Was that for prom? I didn't go to prom junior year.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, we
I
bottomed
did.
out
I
a
did hear
limo
about that though. Yeah.
on the cobblestone
Yeah, because down at the landing they
yeah.
have not flattened out the cobblestone in quite some time.
Yeah.
No, they're like,
You're gonna
real
pop a
bad.
tire.
pretty, and it's like my car's suspension is ruined,
Yeah.
but whatever.
You're gonna lose a
Right.
tire. It's fine. Also, real quick, so a few years ago, Allie and our cousin
God.
and a couple of our cousins, my cousin David and his daughter Addie, who Addie and Allie are like the same age, they were on, what is it, the Moonlight Ramble? Is that the one in St. Louis? It was like a bike marathon.
Oh, the midnight run.
No, it was a bike.
Whatever.
It was a biking.
No, I know. I
think it's-
okay. I don't know what it is.
Anyway,
I just know the one your mom
so-
does is the Tour de Belleville.
yeah, it's not that one. Well,
That's
she
where you get
doesn't.
drunk
Okay,
on your
okay,
bike.
okay. My mom does not do the Tour de Belleville. She stands on the side and gives out water at the Tour de Belleville. My mother does not run the Tour de Belleville or bike the Tour de Belleville. Well, sometimes she does, but usually not. Anyway, this
Wait,
one.
what's the one where you get drunk on your bike?
What?
I said, what's the one where you get drunk on your bike? Is that the Tour de Belleville, or is that like a real race?
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's
The
not
Tour de Belleville is a
Okay,
real
never
race.
mind. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Anyway, so the one in St. Louis, it was at night, and it was, I think you started in Forest Park, which is really hilly, as we've discussed. So on the very first hill, Addie's bike chain broke. So that's good. And then, I think it was this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this one because they haven't done it since. They didn't block off the traffic. So people got, like, literally at least one person got hit by a car on their bike.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So this is still a problem in St. Louis, apparently, is blocking off the
I'm
road
not
for
surprised.
waste.
We are a trash town.
Yeah. That just made me think of that. But they also weren't on cobblestone, and it wasn't the middle of the day, so, like, it's a little bit different, but,
Still.
yeah.
I need to interject for one moment. My cousin just sent me a picture of her dog, and then her sister replied in all caps, "He has HPV!"
What is your family, Hannah?
I don't understand. And then, okay, my other cousin said, "It's not HPV because he ain't human." Oh my god. Okay, anyway, I'll keep you updated on the dog.
That is so funny.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Your dog has the human papillomavirus.
Well, then the other one was like, "He ain't got HPV because he ain't human." They're from North Carolina.
Family.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay. So they're running on these terrible roads / paths and getting hit by cars and all this stuff. There were also cars carrying like physicians that were going along the path with the runners, which sounds good, except that it was so hot. And you know how we always go through like this weird drought at the end of the summer? Mm-hmm. The cars and then the runners themselves were kicking up so much dust that all of the runners were like having coughing spells and like inhaling so much dust that half of them like passed out from just dust inhalation. Oh, yeah. So there was that. All right. So now we're gonna kind of get into...
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, God. What is happening?
Kevy's my cousin. My dog allegedly has papillomavirus, but he's a virgin, I swear. And then my grandma said, "Those naughty dogs at daycare." And then my other cousin just said, "He does. Show the wart." That's gross.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway, this is how we spend our Sundays. Y'all should be praying your rosaries, you dorks.
Your family. Okay, so some of the, like, individuals, this is what happened to some of them. Okay?
Okay.
So, Fred Lors, he was the one who trained at night. He was the bricklayer during the day, like, got in on that 5-mile race or whatever. Okay. So, he led the race from the start. At some point, here, let me see. Okay. At the 9-mile mark, he actually dropped out of the race and hitched a ride back to the stadium in a car. And he, like, while he was in that car, he was waving at spectators, waving at the runners. At the 19-mile mark, the car broke down.
Okay.
So, Fred Lors re-entered the race at the 19-mile mark and jogged across the finish line.
I've definitely heard of this story.
Yeah.
So, he was technically hailed as the winner, and he had, like, his picture taken with Alice Roosevelt, and, like, Theodore Roosevelt was there, and he was about to give him the gold medal when they realized that he had ridden in the car, and they were like, "Oh, JK, you didn't actually win because you didn't run 10 miles of the race."
What was his time for, like
how far ahead was he compared to everybody else?
Yeah, because I wonder if
I
someone
don't know.
was...
Nothing
Because I
I've
wonder
read
if someone
said
was
what
like,
his time
"There's
was.
no way you could have run that fast."
Yeah.
Or were they still like, "It's a feat of human ingenuity," or I don't know, something like that.
Oh man.
But I mean, so he was confronted by officials, and he admitted that he had ridden in the car, but like claimed that he was joking about winning, and like didn't intend on really like claiming the gold medal, except he was like in the ceremony, so you know.
Okay.
So the like athletic association, blah blah blah, that was in charge of all of that, they banned him from like marathons and stuff for a year, but then later in 1905, so I guess it must have been like winter of 1905 or something, he ended up winning the Boston Marathon. So, like, he is a decent runner. He just didn't run half this race.
Yeah.
You know.
He was just a little hot.
Right? So,
Oh, man.
so that was Fred Lors, who won but didn't win. There was a man named William Garcia who was from California. He almost died during the marathon.
Oh my god.
Because he had breathed in so much dust that it had coated his esophagus and ripped his stomach lining.
Oh my god.
And he
God.
collapsed on the side of the road and was hospitalized with hemorrhaging
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh my god.
because of the dust
Okay.
inhalation.
I want to say something about the dust. It is so bad. Like, Emma cut her cornea one year because Emma's actually a real runner. I'm like a fake pretend runner. And she was running in the summer not through a cornfield, but like next to a cornfield, and that dust kicked up and it cut her fucking eye open.
Yeah.
Dust is so bad. Like,
Yeah.
It's awful.
it can destroy your body.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was William Garcia. Okay. And, oh, with him also, basically, if he had gone without help for like one more hour, he would have bled to death.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There was a man named John Lorden, and again, from the dust inhalation, he suffered a bout of vomiting, so he dropped out of the race. Oh god. So one of the South African runners, one of the ones that just like showed up day of barefoot and all of that,
Heard there was a race today.
right? His name
Oh, we
was Len Tao. He was chased a mile off course by wild dogs.
What the
my
fuck?
Literally.
Where
Did we just...
where were the wild dogs?
Did we just
I don't
have
know.
wild dogs roaming around St. Louis at the time?
I don't know. But yeah, so he was chased off course for an entire mile by wild dogs.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So the man from Cuba, Felix, he was actually like making good time, but he would stop every once in a while to like chat with spectators, even though he had like very
Dude.
broken English.
No. Keep running.
Yeah. So okay, this dude.
He's playing that game like the tortoise and the hare.
No, this dude. At one point, he like stopped to talk to some spectators in a car. These spectators were eating peaches. He asked for one. They said no, so he stole one and then ate it as he ran.
Oh my god.
And then
I love
further
this guy.
along on the course, he stopped at an orchard, grabbed some apples, and like snacked on those. Those apples turned out to be rotten, so he started having stomach cramps. So he laid down and took like a 5-hour nap.
Oh my god.
And then he woke up from this nap and ended up finishing the race. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So,
He's
like I said, he didn't place, but he did finish the race, even though he ate poison apples.
what is happening?
Now you can see why this was on Tumblr and why
Yeah.
I found it on Tumblr. Oh, okay. So,
Okay, wait, I have a dog update. He got kicked out of daycare. They scarlet lettered my sweet doggo.
oh no!
Because he has papillomavirus. Look at he has a big
I
wart
saw.
on his chin.
Yeah.
It's gross. Ew. He's a virgin, I swear. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. There was also a man named Sam Meller. He was in the lead for a while, but he started experiencing severe cramping, probably from dehydration. And
Probably
so,
because they didn't give him any water.
right. So he slowed down to a walk for a while, and then he eventually dropped out. Okay. So, there was a man. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. So, a man named Thomas Hicks, and he was an American. He was one of the, like, favorites to win the race. At the 10-mile mark, he basically, like, stopped and begged the support crew. It was like a 2-man support crew that was in the area. He, like, begged them for a drink because he was so dehydrated. They refused to give him a drink, instead sponging out his mouth with warm distilled water.
Huh?
What?
I don't know. I'm assuming it is part of this, like, dehydration test thing.
Okay.
I don't understand why they did that. Whatever. Anyway, he kept running, and this, like, support crew, like, stayed with him. And then 7 miles from the finish line, this support crew, and I'm not really sure why they did this, but they fed him a concoction of strychnine and egg whites.
What? Ew, what?
Yes, because at the time, strychnine in small doses was used as a stimulant. And there were no drugs, or no rules on performance-enhancing drugs at the time. I can speak. Yeah.
Just give him some water! Like, I don't understand.
Hey, you know what's gonna cure dehydration? This absolute poison and some gross bird shit.
And you know what else dehydrates you more? Stimulants.
Right? Yeah.
Strychnine.
Okay, so they gave him
That's how you kill a
strychnine
cat in
and
the
egg
1850s.
whites, and then they gauged his condition, and then gave him brandy. Yeah.
Gauge his condition on what? How
Yeah.
dead he was?
Right?
And they're
Right?
also, now they're mixing a stimulant and a depressant. Like, what the fuck are they
That'll
like-
do him.
How this
running,
dude
bud.
lived, I don't know.
This poor man.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
back
okay,
then they used
so
to
I
give,
finally
like, morphine to
found...
babies.
That's
I
true.
found something that said the bricklayer's finishing time was just under 3 hours. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
but again,
he drove for half of it.
was in a car. So even with riding 11 miles in a car, it took him 3 hours.
Well, it's a 1904 car. They only went at like 2 miles per hour.
True.
Not true.
Well, in like a city, they did go faster, but I'm sure they got caught up in traffic and, had to stop and all
Wasn't
that.
the first speeding ticket given to someone going 10 miles an hour?
I think so. Still, they were not moving quickly. Let me just, yes.
Yeah.
They were not
yeah.
moving fast.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
my other
'cause
cousin
basically
just
it was-
said, you'll have to find a dirty dog daycare. Okay, let's see. First speeding ticket.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because basically, like, the bricklayer dude, he, like, got back on the course and passed Hicks, who is the one with strychnine, and one of the, like, crew members that was with Hicks, like, told Lors to, like, get off the course or whatever, but then he passed. So, back to Hicks, basically, because, he's got strychnine in his system, he had grown, ashen and limp. But when he heard that Lors had been disqualified, he, like, gathered enough energy, and then he kind of, like, picked up his pace a little bit again, because he was technically in the lead. And so his trainers then gave him another dose of strychnine and egg whites
No.
and brandy to wash it down. They fetched warm water and soaked his, entire body with it.
What? Why do you want to be hotter?
I don't even know.
Ew,
Let's
I
see.
hate it.
One of the race officials said, over the last 2 miles of the road, Hicks was running mechanically like a well-oiled piece of machinery. His eyes were dull and lusterless. The ashen color of his face and skin had deepened. His arms appeared as weights well tied down. He could scarcely lift his legs, while his knees were almost stiff.
Oh my god.
Because
Okay.
you poisoned him with strychnine.
Yeah. So this was over the last 2 miles. And then Hicks began hallucinating.
Oh my god.
Because he's drugged up, you know.
And drunk at the same time.
Yeah.
Drunk.
Yeah. And insanely dehydrated. So this man starts hallucinating and, starts to believe that the finish line is still 20 miles away. So in the last mile, he's, begging for something to eat and begging to, lie down and, sleep. But his handlers or whatever, just gave him more brandy and more egg whites. No more strychnine this time. But
Good,
God.
'cause
Where are they getting all these egg whites?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Jimmy, crack 10 more eggs!
Yes. And of course, there's 2 hills in that last mile.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
So,
God.
he
It's
walked-
Art Hill.
Yeah, so he walked up the first of the last 2 hills and then jogged down. And as he was coming in view of the stadium, he tried to run, but let's see, what does this say? He tried to run, but was reduced to a graceless shuffle. And then his handlers and trainers had to carry him over the finish line, holding him aloft while his feet moved back and forth as if he was running, but he wasn't actually, his feet weren't on the ground because they were holding him up.
Oh, God.
And he didn't die?
No, he didn't die.
Oh my god.
He was declared the winner, but it took 4 doctors and 1 hour for Hicks to feel well enough just to leave the grounds.
Oh my god.
He lost 8 pounds during the course of the race.
Oh my god!
What? Even though they were pumping him full of strychnine and egg whites.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's really all I have because, I think it was there was something 10 runners dropped out from the dust inhalation and, let's see. Yeah, there was a couple of them who had to, drop out and be hospitalized because they ended up on the side of the road and everything like that. But yeah, those are the big events that happened there. So yeah. Yeah, it's mostly Fred Lors and then the one Cuban guy, Felix, and then this guy, Hicks.
Poor South African guy getting chased by a wild
I know.
dog.
And that's all it says. It doesn't say whether he rejoined the race or whether he finished it or what. It's just
Maybe
he got
he's
chased for a mile
this is a
by
garbage
wild
country.
dogs.
I'm going back to
Oh
South
my
Africa.
God.
Right.
This is just... Why are we not taught this mess? Oh my
I'm
god.
we're from this city. Why did I have to learn about this on Tumblr?
Listen, we spend so much time on Lewis and Clark. Why aren't we talking about this?
Right.
This is just
The
as
fact that
important.
only 14 people even finished the race.
Oh
One of them
my
was disqualified
God.
because he didn't even run half of it.
Oh my God. The only person in that who didn't end up horribly injured was the guy who didn't run half of it.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm sure everyone else was incredibly maimed or disabled in some way after this,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
goes on to win the Boston Marathon, and
Yeah.
maybe that was his. Oh my God, that was his plan the whole time.
Right.
Take out the competition.
Yeah, because this Thomas Hicks dude was at the Boston Marathon and ended up losing to Lors,
Because
the
he was
bricklayer dude.
dead.
Yeah.
He was a reanimated corpse.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
basically. But yeah,
That
so
is
that was
amazing.
the 1904 Olympic Marathon.
Shelby, that was so good.
That's amazing.
So,
Um,
welcome.
Oh my god.
The first speeding ticket was given to someone going 8 in a 2.
Okay,
So.
there you go.
There we go.
Fun fact.
Oh man.
That is beautiful.
That is amazing.
But yeah, so that's my presentation for today.
Oh
A
man.
little lightheartedness.
That is
Beautiful.
hysterical. Oh my god. I just I know more than I really showed about the 1893 World's Fair and how that was a massive shit show. It's nice to know that it wasn't just that one. You know what I mean?
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Although to be fair, we
Yep.
don't even learn a lot about the 1904 World's Fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just learned that it was a big to-do in St. Louis, and there was all this
And
stuff.
and every
and they're
building in
super
St.
proud of
Louis-
it, but they never actually give you any real information on it.
there's an exhibit at the History Museum, but that's pretty much it.
Now I want to go and see if there's anything about the Olympics.
We've
there.
been to it. I don't think that there was. That was our
I
alley.
know I've been to it, but I don't remember reading anything.
I don't remember seeing anything about the Olympics there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where Allie learned the phrase "cheese at you duffer," which she is still fucking saying. So there's
What?
that.
Every once in a while she forgets it, and then
she'll
I'll be
just
like, "Hey,
remember.
Allie, cheese it, you
Yeah, I
duffer."
know, and then I'm the one who has to hear it.
Oh.
It's an old-timey way of saying
Shut
shut
up.
up.
Yes.
Allie has this thing where she'll get a word or a phrase stuck in her head, and she just can't stop herself from saying it. So
Yeah, that one trip we took down to Alabama and Florida in where we had the family photos or whatever. That entire trip
I know exactly
she
what you're about to
kept
say.
it was the phrase
it was "I'm on fire."
I'm on fire from the one Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, but she said it exactly how they say it in the Fall Out Boy song.
I'm on fire.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally,
this
it would
past
be the
summer-
middle of the night, and we would just hear, I'm on
her
fire!
too, in the middle of the night. Yeah, over the summer, we went down to Table Rock Lake a couple of times just to get out of this, get out of the house, basically.
Get out of this.
Yeah, there's just, yeah.
Get out
And
of
there's
quarantine.
a town near there called Lamp. It's Lamp with an E on the end. And she's going, Lamp. She'd do Lamp, and then she would say, oh,
I
what
wonder
is
if
it?
that's one of her ADHD things.
I think so, but then she also, so there's in that first season of Parks and Rec, Andy Dwyer does that, wish you were lamp that light up when you got touched. She would do that too every time after she said the word lamp. She still does that.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, she just gets.
It is an ADHD thing. It's called
Yeah, it's been
perseveration.
Yeah.
6 years, and she still does the cheese that you duffer.
Yeah, still. Yeah, I know.
Love
I, have I ever told you about the kid who I was teaching last year, who for 2 weeks he was perseverating on this phrase and he would not stop saying it.
I feel like you did, but I
Just
don't
kept
remember
saying-
the phrase.
I would, because we you swing kids with autism because it helps regulate them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Yeah.
was swinging him one day and I just hear him whispering. He's reading a book and he's just whispering, "Up your butt with a coconut."
Oh yeah.
And then he'd
Yeah,
do
you
this thing
told
where
us
he would
about
kind of
that.
break it down into its parts, and he'd be like, "Up your butt, coconut. Up your butt, coconut." And it's like, kiddo, you have got to stop saying that. I love you, but
It's it's hilarious, but also
Happy
please
bet with a
stop.
coconut.
Weird.
Yeah. No, Allie would
Weird.
totally do that.
can't say that at recess.
Yeah. Oh man.
But imagine the Doppler effect because he's going back and forth. Like, "Up your butt with a coconut. Up your butt with a coconut." Oh, good times.
Oh man. Okay. We still have an ending, as per usual, because we kind of forgot to do that because there's been a lot going on this
Oh,
week.
fuck.
The ending is don't go running in the middle of the day.
In St. Louis
Yep.
with no water.
Fun
We should
fact,
just
St.
make
Louis
our
is a garbage
ending
town.
some sort of weird
Life lesson.
advice
That's what we've
from
been
whatever
doing.
That's what
from
they
whatever
do
the
on,
episode is.
Let's Get Haunted, though.
I
Okay.
do like that. Let's get haunted.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
That's the name of a
their thing. I don't wanna say it.
podcast.
Oh. Well, I didn't
I'm
know
saying
that.
that's their thing.
Yeah.
We shouldn't steal it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, let's not do that then.
Get unhaunted right now, Shelby.
I will.
We'll come up with something. We should have like a Instagram poll
Yeah.
or something, or DM us your endings.
Alexis, come up with an ending for us.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because let's be real, Alexis is the one in charge here.
she really is. She's running the shit.
Oh man. All right. I guess we're just going to say bye like we usually do then.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, friends. Toodles.
Wait, Peppa, say bye. Let me try to get her to squeak. She's asleep.
Nope, she says no.
She's literally up. I'm going to send you a picture of how I'm holding her.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening to The Triad. Our music is by Scott Buckley. Our audio is recorded by our sound engineers, Craig Bott and Audrey Credo.
If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr as The Triad Podcast. Our website is thetriadpodcast.wordpress.com. There, you can find information about our latest episode, including the show notes and sources.
We're also on Patreon as The Triad. Currently, all Patreon funds will go towards the cost of hosting the show. Each tier has its own rewards, but every patron receives our undying gratitude. Do you have comments, questions, or stories? Email us at thetriadpod@gmail.com. And thank you again for listening to The Triad, where we're spooky but sensitive.